My name is Miles Braithwaite, and I am currently the president of Hacklab and a board member. We're a makerspace here in Parkdale. We have roughly around 70 active members right now at our place, and it's an area where people can come and gather and group and build different types of projects together. So we have a DIY bio shop, which is a level 2 bio room. We have a fully functioning kitchen for making different types of foods stuff. We have workbenches here for soldering and the like. We have a laser cutter, we have 3D printers, we have a milling machine, we have a lathe, we have a spitting machine that you can remove stuff from. We have VR machines, we have vinyl cutters, we have sewing machines, we have a dark room, we have a treehouse. we have everything. Hacklab is really less about what we have and more about the community that is involved. It's a community of builders and makers that come together and make things together. Basically, the problem is Toronto real estate's horrible. They basically want to kick us out to build more units here, and we have to leave. And so we made the decision that we're going to move down to a St. Clair location. We found this great storefront that we're going to be moving to that a little bit smaller than our current location, but has basically everything we need to kind of revamp and go to Hacklab 3.0. With every move, it's a long and complicated process. A lot of our equipment isn't easy to move, and we'll need to rent specialized trucks and have specialized equipment to disassemble it. Also, just the general moving is it's a huge expense.
The first time I came to Hacklab, there was a sewing corner with a couple of domestic machines. I didn't think much of it, but I came and there was this amazing space with all these people being creative and doing fun stuff. By the time I had come back, the sewing corner was the ham corner. There were still sewing machines though, and I was able to start making clothes. Now I'm about to graduate George Brown College for fashion design. Along the way, these sewing machines behind me fell into my lap, and what better place to stash them than Hacklab?
So DIY Bio is a makerspace, but for science. So we have all the equipment and tools that you would use to do molecular biology or chemistry. And people sign up and they can use our space to do experiments.
Hacklab has been an absolutely phenomenal part of my life here in Toronto. I basically joined the very first month that I moved here to Toronto after I checked out the space. And it's just been a venue to do all kinds of cool things. So I host meetups in the space, and I do this vegan dinner, which is super huge amounts of fun. Chris, Ola, and I started basically cooking vegan dinners every open house, and it turned out A, it was a lot of fun, B, it tasted good, and then C, all the members hung around then, so we didn't have an empty space filled with people we didn't know.
Shop is our space where we have hand tools and machine equipment. We have metalworking stuff and woodwork and stuff like that. People bring in and modify bike parts, car parts. We've had some of our biology and physics folks have built some of their equipment here, and members are always tinkering with things, painting things, stuff like that.
So I'd visited Toronto before, and I'd been to Hacklab through the recommendation of a friend, and I thought it was a really great space. So when I moved to Toronto in 2016, about the second week of moving here, I decided to become a member of the Hacklab, and it was a really great way of integrating into a community as a newcomer to Canada. So I think that the really great thing about Hacklab is it's a great social space. You don't come here necessarily to just work on a project. You can come here to work on your own project and find out what other people are doing and learn through that process.
I'm probably one of the heaviest users of the laser. I run big batches of these information booklets that we give out with socks. And yeah, they've got the Toronto service numbers on them. They smell nice and they're durable, and they snap on your backpack like that.
And something that's also really interesting is to have access to all these people with different experiences. So I'm an artist and musician, and other people, many of them are not from arts at all. They're from engineering or from programming. So by becoming a member of Hacklab, you have access to all these different types of knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily have access to otherwise, and all these different communities. And also, it's just a really interesting way to learn about what other people do. Through my friendship with Miles, I've learned more about programming. Through hanging out with people like Zach, I've done more things with VR. So just by being around people, you just learn new things, which is great.